My name is Laksh Bell and I'm the founder and chief systems architect at Westminster. On our website, we have this tool, this business diagnostic quiz that has been taken by dozens upon dozens of entrepreneurs over the last few days and has been active for several years at this point of time. And here's some of the most, I would say, the strangest things we found on this business diagnostic quiz. Here's something that I thought was abysmal, and that's just me being nice. 91.5% of all business owners admitted that they either do not follow up at all or they follow up once, just once, with a new prospect. I mean, what is that about? If you're just following up once with a new prospect, you are essentially expecting them to tell you what it is that they need, and then for you to go ahead and sell it to them, which can work in some of the cases if they've done their research and they've discovered you already all on their own. Maybe they found you through a referral system. Maybe one of your existing clients referred you to them or referred them to you. If that's the case, great. But you are leaving a lot of money on the table by expecting them to find out everything on their own about you. It's not their job. It's your job to educate your prospect, not just on their problems, but also on the things that you can do for them. And that's just one aspect of it. The other aspect is, if I am a prospect, if I am a potential customer, the one question I'm asking is, who should I buy from? Even if I'm looking to buy something. In many cases, I don't even know I need to buy something, right? When Steve Jobs introduced this iPad, nobody knew that you need to have an iPad. Nobody knew that. And yet today, pretty much everybody has an iPad. I don't know how many people or what percentage of people have an iPad. I personally don't, but I see a lot of people have an iPad. I would say safely in at least 50% of households in America, you would find at least one iPad device, right? One tablet device, whether it's Android or Apple or Windows, right? You would find at least one of those. So people don't even know. In many cases, your prospects don't even know why they should be listening to you, why they should buy from you, why they should hire you if that's what you do. And if that is the case, you are leaving a lot of money on the table, okay? So maybe someone comes to your website, fills out a form, and they don't buy anything from you. Maybe today, they are not yet a prospective customer. They are not ready to buy a product or hire you or buy a service from you. Maybe they're not interested in that. Maybe you published an article or produced a video, distributed an infographic that they were interested in, that they were fascinated by. Again, that does not mean that they're ready to buy something from you. They don't even know you at this point of time. The only interest they had, the only reason they came to your website was that piece of content, right? So why should they buy from you? Why should they buy today? In many cases, the answer is they're not ready to buy today. They shouldn't buy today. And maybe you cannot accept them today as a business owner, right? You cannot accept them as a client today. But at the same time, it is imperative that they have expressed interest. They've raised their hand. Maybe they visited your store, or maybe they came to your office, or maybe they called you on your phone, or maybe they called your office. Maybe they went to your website, filled out a web form, right? Downloaded some sort of a report, downloaded something from your website, a downloadable piece of content, DLC. They did something to raise their hand virtually or physically in the online or the offline world. Now, at this point of time, there's nothing else for them to do. It's all on you. The onus is on you to follow up with them, to have a system to strategically follow up with them. Now, what are you going to talk to them about? Well, I'll give you a short list that you can get started with, okay? And it all dials back to or goes back to what it is that they don't know about your business, where this lack of awareness is, and what this lack of awareness is that you can bridge. So one of the things that you can talk about are your values. They have no idea what you stand for, right? The other thing you could talk about is your USP, the uniqueness in your products or your services or your offers, what it is that you do differently from your competitors. You could talk about your methodology, so what it is that you do for your clients and your customers and how you achieve results for them. And then you could talk about your ideology, your enunciated philosophy, right? What you believe in. You could talk about your stories. How did you get here? How did you get started? What is the weirdest thing that happened? Something embarrassing that happened to you? You could talk about insights. So in your journey up until this point, you've had some insights. You've learned a few things. You could share those stories with them. You could share those insights with them. You could talk about, of course, your offers, your products, your services, and the combinations thereof. You could talk about innovation, what it is that you're doing right now to be innovative, to stay abreast, to stay ahead of the curve, to do what your competitors are not doing, to make the, make the waves, so to speak. And finally, your drive, what it is that drives you. Why are you headed where you're headed? Your mission would be where you're headed, your drive would be why you're doing what you're doing. So, as an honest entrepreneur, as someone who's authentic, who's selling with values, you don't need to hire a fancy copywriter to write or create a sequence for you. You can do it yourself because you have so much to talk about. Your prospects don't know anything about you. There's so much noise out there, and it's up to you to cut through that noise and to reach out to them. Start thinking in terms of systems. Start thinking in terms of number of contacts per year. For us, for Western, we think about at least 20 to 25 contacts per person per year. So if you've already followed us on Facebook, for instance, or if you follow us on LinkedIn, or if you are watching us or you're subscribed to our channel on YouTube, maybe you've gone to our website and downloaded something and you are on our email list, we are going to contact you at least 20 to 25 times every single year. And of course, there's no way we can make sure that you're going to look at the content. But at least what we can do is try to make that content relevant for you. And if it's not relevant for you, that's fine. It's not going to be relevant for everybody. But if it's relevant for you, sooner or later, you're going to figure out who we are and what it is that we do and what it is that we specialize in. So if you like this video, hit like below. If you loved this video, subscribe. If you didn't like this video or have a question or a comment, leave it in the comment section below and let us know how many times do you follow up with your prospective clients every single year, and how many times do you follow up with your actual paying clients every single year. My name is Laksh Bell. Thanks for watching this video. I had great fun watching it. And I hope you enjoyed it too.